Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more After Ink Revival with our Mega Brutal Guide series. Let's move on into uncertain ground in the third campaign. Survivors look to establish a fragile foothold in the heart of a deep swamp. Fighting zombies is one thing, fighting the landscape is another. This mission doesn't really introduce anything new except for, I guess, map modifiers, which you've probably already seen if you've been doing some of the daily quests. This one's annoying because it's going to increase the wood costs of all of our buildings by a minimum of 1. It's like 25%, but rounded up. So everything is going to be a lot more expensive, and it doesn't show you this up front, but your wood consumption of the town is going to go up as well. So wood, your primary building resource, is going to be at a premium for a lot of the scenario, and it's kind of hard to work around that, but if you can find your footing, you'll be fine. For a settlement leader, personal trainer's the best choice, soldier's not bad, but for the sake of diversity, let's go ahead and try the Arctic Explorer. I haven't played with him for at least a little bit. We have an Explore discount and a Scavenge discount. At the end of the day, it's the same amount of stamina savings, so question is, do I want resources or morale? I think I'll take the morale. I think that's completely fine, although the resources is also okay. There's really no losing there, so let's give that a go. Now, let's go ahead and pull up the map. What you're going to see here is we do have a big river that is defending us. There are 2 entry points that we have to worry about, so as long as we can hold those with our fighters, we'll be fine, and the good news is the settlement is there to reinforce both of them. So early footholds aren't too bad. We've also got 3 forests nearby. In fact, that's the only wood source on the map. So those are going to be very important for us in order to start generating that lumber quickly. Then we have some zombie infestations to the south and east. We don't have to deal with them in the early game, but eventually we will have to go and sally out and take them down. So just be aware you'll have to move south. For our objectives, first thing we do is produce 6 water. We have to do that quickly. Then immediately after, produce 5 wood, and we have to do that quickly. Then reach population 5. And pretty much all of this has to be done in just over a year, so you gotta move fast on this one, and then reach technology 5, which is way overkill for what you need with 5 pops. But oh well, it's what we gotta do. We have like 425 extra days to do it. After that, claim 8 areas, which is pretty much our entire side of the river, then cleanse 2 infestations. It's up to you which ones you want to go for. If you have 3 fighters, I think going for the 2 in the south together is just gonna be a little bit easier and faster. After that's all done, stockpile 40 wood, which is a lot, but we should already have very good wood production by this stage. And then lastly, celebrate 3 times. So we have to have very, very high morale and keep it there for a good long while. Let's settle down over here. I'm going to start immediately by exploring this region because we want to get some wood production going. For our other claims, I'll explore up over here because I do like the idea of having some of the hunting lodges up and running, and we can explore up over here if we want to have some extra food, though I don't recommend claiming this immediately because there is a couple of zombies over here, and you'd like to explore this to not get a surprise attack, otherwise you'll struggle. There's also 1 zombie over here, which you can deal with, but not until you have a fighter, so be careful what you do over here. So we're going to start by claiming this region. Let's go ahead and do some scavenging. We know we want to do that over there, get ourselves some wood. We have to get ourselves a well. In fact, I'm going to do this twice because we know we need enough water to kick things off just to finish up our first objective. After that, we can go ahead and grab, let's say, the makeshift fire pit, and I want to queue up a couple of tents, and then I'm going to go ahead and get a firewood splitter going. No, you know what? I'm not going to go for a firewood splitter. I'm going to wait for a moment, and then we're going to get our lumberjack up and running. Now, remember, as the Arctic Explorer, I don't want to actually go and explore as much as possible until winter hits. That's when we have the big discount. That's when the big claims come into play. So that could be nice. It's going to change the pacing up a little bit, but we have to be ready for that. Now, oh my God, really? A wild dog attack right off the bat. Right off the bat? Really? Okay. -4 food. I can't afford to do any of this. This is a loss on Mega Brutal right off the bat. Fun fact, by the way, if you continue playing with the daily quests, eventually you will get one of the technology options. Just skip the first wild dog event. I wish I had taken that now. Let's just go ahead and reboot. It's early enough, it doesn't matter. Anyway, what I was trying to say is don't explore and claim any more than you feel like you absolutely have to. Also, get just enough wood from these bubbles to get your wells up, and then don't click on them. Because remember, the next objective after this is to scavenge up 5 wood, and popping the bubbles does count toward that. So if I just wait for a moment, there we go. Now I can click on this, and we get a little bit of extra application early on. I think that's gonna be good. My brain just completely stumbled right there, and I'm not too sure how that happened. Storage for the food, I don't think that's necessary, but what I do want to do is go ahead and move toward our technology. If we have a surplus of food early on, go ahead and get started on that rather than build up your storage if you can, because you need that extra technology by the time you get up to the next level of pop anyway. I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting the Hunter's Lodge up and running. I know we don't need it this second, but we're going to soon enough, and we're going to wish that we had that. A little bit of extra wintertime food generation is going to make my life a smidge easier. I do want to get my fighter, so let's go ahead and work toward that, because if he can get me any stamina savings on exploration or claims, I think that's going to be helpful. Plus, we can draw this zombie out. We should still be able to beat him in this forest without too much of a problem. 2 more wood is necessary. We'll be able to get that pretty quickly. We can actually get enough stamina to upgrade the lumberyard again, and I am tempted to do that, but we don't have any fuel generation, so we'll do that at least once, probably twice. Remember, though, the problem with having the firewood generation here is that, well, we don't have a lot of wood to generate firewood in the first place, so that still becomes a little bit of a problem. This forest, by the way, over here, don't recommend going for early on. It costs like 5 stamina to take. This one's still expensive, but yeah, I just don't go for that one right away. It's not quite worth it yet. Not yet. So we have enough technology, we can go ahead and grab the next level of Hunting Lodge. This at least solves the problem for food for the most part, at least until we get our 3rd pop, which is right about now. But at least this area is now safe, so we're done there. Let's go for that population, get the makeshift kitchen going. Notice we have no wood once again, so guess what we have to do? Another scavenge. I don't like having to do that early, but it is what it is. Now, I do not want to claim this, not until we have explored this, otherwise we're going to struggle to deal with the surprise attack, so we'll come back to that. Let's go for another lumberyard. I wouldn't normally go for this as aggressively as I am, but I think we kind of have to. Otherwise, we're not going to generate quite enough. Oh, holy crud, we have a bunch of zombies coming in over here. I'm going to pull back and just let them attack first, which is right now. Then get in here and hopefully deal with that surprise attack. 25 versus 10, we will be fine. I kind of held off on exploring that area, hoping it wouldn't be an issue, but lo and behold, it was an issue. We'll do another wood scavenge. I mean, you're just going to have a really hard time surviving your first winter. I'm sorry to say, but that is just how it's going to be. It's going to be very, very unpleasant. Now, I could try to draw the zombies out over here, but we're already out of things like some firewood, so we're going to do a couple of scavenges and a firewood splitter like so. We can burn one of our wood to get 1 fuel. That's really not a good deal, especially since I'm out of water and I can't deal with the fire that's currently hitting me, so that's also not great. I mean, we should have decent water generation. If I wait for just a little bit, I think we'll solve ourselves. Food isn't so bad. We're kind of okay on that front. We do need to build up some morale. If I lose a pop right now, we actually will be in trouble. Let's go ahead and do that. Morale goes down. That's not great, but thank you. All right, go ahead and get that firewood, please. Any scavenging here is going to help. I can claim this for free because it is winter, so now's the time to go ahead and do as many exploring as we feel like we reasonably can. I'll go ahead and explore all of these at the very bare minimum, and then I don't mind claiming this now. I think it's fine. The zombies will come out here, but if we move quickly, we should be able to deal with them, and now we don't have a surprise attack, so that's dealt with. We should be able to win that fight. I say should. There's a chance you don't, but we should be fine. Everything else for morale and stuff is looking okay. I think we need to do one more scavenge of some fuel, so we'll save up a little bit of that stamina, do one more. Food-wise, I'm really not worried. We're doing okay on that front. And now we have the rest of these forests available. I would like to claim these before winter ends just because of my Arctic Explorer buff. If I don't take advantage of this, it's just going to cost me a lot of stamina, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. So we'll claim this forest over here. This, by the way, will eventually, we'll just go ahead and claim it now, but it will eventually turn into, I think, a swamp with some, what am I trying to say, with some herbs, which is nice. Or, eventually, we could try to get ourselves, let's say, an outpost and boost up the production of everything around it. We learned that in the last video, which is great. Another exploration cost reduction. Now, that is actually phenomenal, because I can stack that up with my winter bonus to literally explore everything right now. That's a phenomenal stack up. I love it. I love what I just saw. Beautimus. All right, anything else I can claim for free? I can claim that one. I'm not going to claim these across the river. I do want to claim this before winter ends. We can afford to wait on that for just a moment. You know what? No, we'll just go ahead and pick it up now. All right, so with the Winter Explorer, this has worked out nicely. I've claimed so much territory. Chance of unrest, but I get 4 stamina. Honestly, super duper worth. The extra stamina means I can go ahead and get things started right away. We need to get ourselves 2 more shacks. I do need to get my next level of technology going, which is going to cost me a lot of precious resources. Let's go for more firewood splitters, and then I'm going to put pretty much everything into either food or lumber generation for a little bit. All right, we can throw away 1 food. That's not a big deal. I really love having these extra, like, deer and stuff. They really work so well for the winter time. It's just phenomenal. All right, extra lumber yards. Yeah, so we can go for a lot of lumber yards early, and that's going to save me a lot of stamina, too, because they only cost 2 for the first level instead of the 3. So, yeah, this is huge. I actually think that maybe going for the Winter Explorer, the Arctic Explorer, was a very, very good choice. 33% chance to lose all my stuff. No, I'd rather just go ahead and lose 4 water, so instead of losing the very, very precious wood. All right, population 5 is on the way, but the impatience is already ticked in. Notice that. So, like, we're already struggling on that front. Like, you don't have a lot of time to sit around. You really, really do not. I need to go for things like small taverns, unfortunately, in order to keep my morale at a reasonable level, so we'll go for that. And then with the next fighter, I can just place him right here on the next bridge. And we'll be pretty well defended from, like, here on out. At this point, it's just a matter of maintaining some morale. I do want to go for that small square, so that'll be the next thing I do. Then we'll go for a thing there. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anything to just boost up that morale so it doesn't keep falling. Waiting for that last pop. We are having so many stupid fires. And there goes my stamina pause. Okay. At a time when I have no food generation. Fun. Let's go ahead and grab the grain field. I actually meant to do that a minute ago, but I kind of forgot that I hadn't built there yet. There's my pop before we lose any more authority. Done. All right. Now we need to get to technology level 5, which is a lot, unfortunately. It is a lot. We're going to have loads of lumber, loads of wood. But honestly, we should be okay. Like, if I just invest very heavily in getting these grain fields up and running, for example, and then just continue getting more and more wood, like, we'll be able to stack up the 2 resources that I care about the most, and that'll get me to tech. So we just got to go fast without, like, you know, dying or anything. Let's get some additional water going, and I probably need to do another wood scavenge, to be honest, because the bottleneck is actually hurting me. As much as I want to go for the normal lumber yard, we can do both. So let's just go ahead and get a quick influx of wood. That'll at least solve the immediate problem before I lose any pops, because I really can't afford to lose any pops. I could have stamina paused and just get 70% more grain production. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Let's wait for a moment to get some more stamina. Now we're going to go ahead and pause. I'll get all my stamina anyway, I just have to wait on it for a little bit. But now we can go for things like, let's say, some medium storages there, build those, and then we can at least have enough to try and deal with the winter as it approaches. Let's go for another charcoal pit. I know we still don't have any wood, I'm aware, but it is what it is. That's just how this scenario is going to be for a long time. Long time. Our morale is finally going back up. We're okay on that front. We're going to have a huge boost in our... Never mind. Wait a minute. How did this Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're at 8. I was going to say, what happened to the stamina this time around? No, there it is. We're fine. So, technology level 4. We're not going to have enough lumber, but we do have enough food. If I go for... I'm debating how I want to do this. I could go for the hunting lodge. I can do that during winter too, though. So let's just go ahead and grab the tech now. I know we still need some wood, but we have enough food generation. I think we'll be okay just before winter hits. And if we go for the next hunting lodge, that should definitely solve the problem. Okay, we're actually losing morale because the grain is not producing as fast as I would have liked. But we just got 10 grain. I lost 12 wood! Oh, that hurts. But all right, yeah, we got 10 grain out of this. Like, that's a pretty substantial amount of extra food. Me likey. Not enough, but it does help. We can do 1 scavenge there. We can do another charcoal pit there, and then we can go for another lumber yard to keep boosting things up. 1 more tech level is what I'm looking for. I just want to feel economically strong enough that I can do that, and right now I don't, at least not until this winter ends, but I can't afford to wait much longer than that, or the impatience is about to tick in. So, we've got a scavenge going here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start saving up my stamina and the intention of going straight for the technology, if I can do that. So 9 here, huh? And I need 10 wood and 15 food. I have just that much storage, and that's really it. No, I have to go for a scavenge here, and I have to go for a scavenge here. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I may have to do a lot of scavenging just to get my food going until I can get the technology level. Impatience is going to kick in any second now, like legitimately any second. Firewood is already gone. Good God. All right, get that morale back up, please, and thank you. Oh my God, get that morale back up, please, and thank you. We need to get up to a little bit more. Come on, just a little more stamina, and we'll be fine. Send some water. I don't care. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop that button. I know we don't have enough wood, and we don't have enough food, but we timed that just about perfectly when we could pop another bubble. Yeah, morale's dropping again, but look at that impatience go. Like, this scenario really does kind of suck. You really can't afford to wait for very long. So, let's go ahead and now grab another scavenge, and then we'll need to go for some more grain. Here's the tech. Got it. Pop the bubble. There we go. All right. So that at least solves that immediate threat. If we can just get our food back up and running, we're okay. Hunting Lodge will take care of that, plus the grain fields take care of that. Now I just need lots of storage, and we're going to be fine. Okay. All right. So at this point, if you can going for some stone production would not be a bad idea, because then you can place down your outpost. We need 5 stone to make that work. If I want to scavenge some stone, do we think we can get 5? I think it's cheaper overall to scavenge stone maybe twice rather than to claim this zone and then build a quarry. That does take a while. Eventually, I mean, you want to have, obviously, you want to have lots of stone production so you can get the best morale buildings, but for the moment, this at least gets things going. And if I can get an outpost over here, that will solve a lot of our problems when it comes to getting our wood production up and running. So I'm going to wait until we get one more round of scavenging, because I think we should have enough. There it is. And now we can build the outpost. So it's going to get built up. It takes a little while, but we can place it right here. There you go. And then if I want to edit the outpost to become a logistics post, I'm wrong. That takes 6 more stone. I was afraid we're going to have to do another scavenge, but all right, we're going to have to do another scavenge. So let's do one more scavenge of stone. Upgrade that, though, for real. You will boost up so many things. So now we have to cleanse out, unfortunately, a whole bunch of infestations. And this is where you want to be getting your 3rd fighter, if at all possible. What I can do in the meantime is try to draw some zombies out of here and start softening this region up. Why are we having issues on water? We're just barely holding on. I want to get my next fighter, but to do that, I need to have 7 pops. We can afford to work toward 2 extra huts. That's okay. I do not want to let that burn, so let's go. I need 3 water. Why don't I have 3 water? We'll just wait for a moment until I can get some more water production going. There we go. And it looks like it actually just addressed itself. Some zombies just ran in over here. They're all going to get killed. We can claim this region safely. That's going to boost up my combat here a little bit. They're coming in to attack. I think we're going to be fine. What else we want to do here? Well, we want to get some storage for sure. So let's go ahead and do that for things like fuel and for food, because otherwise we're not going to survive this next winter. And our production's looking great right now. It's going to only get better. Now, you could also place the outpost down over here, but I don't recommend that. Even though you want to have a defensive point, what's going to end up happening is it takes away all production in the area, and you lose some of your precious wood generation. So that's generally not actually going to be a very good call. Get a couple more medium storage over here. Yes, I know I don't have enough wood. More zombies keep running in over here. It's fine, it's fine. And are these guys coming over here as well? They sure are. Getting a little annoying there, guys, aren't you? A makeshift carpenter's nice, but it's going to cost me resources I don't want to spend. So we're going to go ahead and get more fire pits and stuff, keep that morale up a little bit. I really don't want to build the carpenter. I'm going to have to eventually, but I was hoping to wait on that until I can at least get this upgraded. So can we get you upgraded now? I need a little bit more lumber. Honestly, we can just go ahead and queue it up. Let's queue it up. It'll solve the problem. It's going to give us so much extra lumber production in these areas and fuel production. We might actually be able to just survive winter outright. And I'm not going to do any more exploration until winter hits, because we are, again, the Arctic Explorer, and I think that's going to be great for us. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab the makeshift carpenter. We're about to solve all of our wood issues. I do not want to ignore that area and then lose it. We have to wait until we get some more wood. Come on, outpost upgraded. So how much fuel production are we getting now? It should be up to 15. That's solid, very solid. Go ahead and grab a couple more charcoal pits. Come on, morale. Seriously, why are you so evil to me? Why are you so evil to me? It's because they just don't have any wood, that's all. Let's go for the small town square. We're just barely holding on in this mission. I'm telling you what, it is actually a tough one. But this is when you start actually kind of walking into a bit of a wall. Morale, please go up. For God's sake, go up. So we can now start claiming and grabbing some territory. We got fighter strength boosts. That's nice. Explore, explore. I want to grab as much for free as I can. Can explore all of this. Sounds great. And you as well. Okay, so we'll have a nice combat boost as we fight in these areas. Some zombies are coming in over on this side of the river. So we're gonna have to deal with that. I need to start stacking up my stamina and go for the next fighter. That's what I care about right now. Our deer production has gone up as well on top of everything. Our firewood production, I think, is now basically at a level where it's outpacing us even during the winter. So that's where I'm saying, like, I'm really not worried about it. Like, once you get that outpost, it does solve so many problems. My wood production's gone up, my fuel production, it's amazing. So now that these have been sort of softened up, let's go ahead and move. I'm going to start by moving you down here because I want to taunt these guys out of here without drawing this nest. And by the time that the third fighter is ready, we can take down both of these infestations at once. Now, impatience should be kicking in, like, about now. So we don't have a lot of time to work with. but I think we'll be okay. How many fighters do we have here? That is a lot. That is a lot of enemies, but fortunately we got a strength upgrade from a random event, and that's making all the difference in the world here. I do need to get things like, let's say, we already have that swamp, so let's go ahead and grab the herb garden and the small healing hut. That should solve a bunch of morale issues. Remember, after this, we're going to have to get a lot of morale, too, so it's worth going for. Come on, just die now. Just die. Thank you. All right, so with that taken care of, movement speed, we'll just go ahead and grab the movement speed, that's fine. I'm going to place you here, you here, you here. These guys immediately get provoked. We knew that was going to happen, but they are split. So as long as we can crush all of them, which it looks like we can with that many reinforcements, now is the time to go ahead and start doing some cleansing. So that gets taken care of. You get cleansed. You guys get reinforced. You get cleansed, and we're done. Okay, pull on back. Hold your areas in the river. I mean, honestly, they're just going to keep attacking across this bridge, so we got nothing to worry about on that front. Why is water still giving me so many issues? Just go ahead and build 2 wells. Just build 2 wells. I'm tired of that. That worked out about perfectly, by the way, right before we started having some impatience issues. Barely. Well, I can give the fluids here. All right, so why is morale currently going down? I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, it says historical, healers need medicine, blah, blah, blah. We're producing herbs, so, like, that shouldn't be an issue. Now I got to stockpile 40 wood. 40 wood. It is a lot. And I have to build a bunch of storage in order to stockpile so much wood. You guys are coming over here. You're making me into a liar. I said you'd only ever cross this one bridge. You jerks. All right, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Just go ahead and keep building up storage. Remember, our production is really high right now. So as long as we can keep our storage up and running, we're going to be just fine. We're going to... Now I have 37 water production. Okay, it just keeps fluctuating like crazy. We can have up to 50 wood here, so I actually don't need to build any more storage. But what I will do, because this is faster, I'm just going to spend like 4 stamina and do a whole bunch of wood scavenging. Because we have so many forests that I haven't scavenged already, it's very, very cheap. And this is a very quick way of just punching right through this objective. Immediately after that, all we care about is going for as much morale as possible. And there's our first celebration. So that counts, by the way. You don't have to wait until this pops up. So now I just need 2 more, and as long as I keep my stamina high, we'll be fine. The unrest does not help situations. We'll just go ahead and use a fighter and try to... Never mind, that created a riot situation. I was hoping that was going to curtail it. It did not. It did not, but as long... Oh, morale is now having issues. Why the water again? I swear to God! Why are you guys so bad at this? Stop drinking so much! All right, we lose progress towards that bubble. Now we're back up 100%. I don't know, man. It would have helped, honestly, if I built any storage here at all. I know, but I didn't, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and grab that. If I had 1 more stone, which we can do a quick scavenge for, we can get ourselves the workshop, which is going to boost up production of literally everything else. Not that it really matters. I just need to make people happy, but whatever. It's a cool thing to do, so I'll just go ahead and do it. Let's also get a small training ground. That also needed some stone, so that 1 pop will solve the problem. Morale jumps up even higher. And because I'm getting really tired of the water situation, I'm going to build a couple of storage. 1 more bubble is all I'm looking for. We got a lot of extra patience, and we got... the patience, by the way, just means, like, you have more time before the impatience kicks in. So by getting celebrations, not only am I getting stamina, I'm literally buying myself more time to win before I lose some score, which I do think is great. But all we have to do is just wait for a little bit longer. I mean, we win, it's over, but we just have to wait for a little bit longer. I can go ahead and explore everything over here. Might get myself a little bit of an extra authority boost if I do things like that. I'm not sure we have enough time, but we can at least try to do that. What's going on over here? We will have... I don't know, tell you what, we'll spend a bunch of food in order to just explore faster, multiple areas at the same time while we wait for that last celebration bubble. There it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it, screw it. And we win. Okay. So 4 stars, not 5. We definitely were touch and go at a few points there. This is a pretty tough mission. Definitely is a tough mission, only because the lack of wood really does come back to bite you. Otherwise, I think that this would be a stupid easy mission. So kind of fun, shows how impactful a single modifier really can be. Now, if you thought that was tough, though, just wait until the next mission, because this is when we're actually going to hit a wall, and this entire campaign gets a lot tougher to deal with. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, I ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.